freeze. That's cold.
Right guys, Peace Wakda is back, and guess what I've got in this box? Come check it out. So, arrived this morning, as the PW crew do not waste time, is this Pro logic7 amp that was sent off to BMW repairs in Surrey. And as mentioned in part 1 of this video, there's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster with this amplifier, and the reason for it is I tried my almost best to get this sorted out in Birmingham, but unfortunately nobody wanted to touch it. And every time you mention the Pro Logic amp, people were like, one, we ain't gonna touch it, and second, it's a very expensive item, so you need to actually go to somebody that actually deals with it professionally. So the ones I found, as I mentioned in my last video, BMW repairs. They deal with the Pro Logic amp. If you haven't found the video on my last video, the information on my last video, just check it out. Go onto Google, type it in, and it'll come up. So with it then is we've got this amp back. We've been told what was wrong with it, and basically because of the water damage, there was a couple of resistors, the little amp, whatever, transmitters and whatever that's in here that run the speaker system. They were blown because of the water damage that went into the car. So when I actually initially had the problem, it was all my stereo system went off. Okay, so to that, I don't know what the hell's going on here. So I just went up onto the forums, BMW forums, you crew out there smashing it. Absolutely love the information that you get off there, because them guys out there, they do help you a lot, and they actually told me what sort of issues I got or why I might have that problem, which I traced it back in my last videos I showed you, which actually I'll go through it again. So before I go any further, let's go back to what problems I had, and then we'll have a look before we get this fitted up and checked out. Just to recap it from my second video. Let's check it out then guys. So as before, the roof is off already. Okay, what I can do is let's show you the gap in the boot first. So in the boot, now this is only on the E64 convertibles. It's going to be different on the E63, but with the convertible in this boot here, this is exactly where the amp gets fitted. Let's have a look at it over here. So this is where the amp goes. This is your harness for the amp. Just here, just there, as I mentioned in my last video again, there's an overflow sort of area for the chassis of the roof, which personally it's a good thing to have, but at the same time it's a bad thing to have, because you've got your amp sitting right there, and any sort of pipes that are blocked, the water will go in. So that's the overflow there. We've got one on either side. So we'll close this, we'll get this back up to show you what it's all about. For it, I'm going to start the car. I love starting this. Love it. Beautiful. So we'll get this roof up a little bit. I haven't got my helping hands here today because they are at work. So I'll do a little bit, as much as I can myself. A bit more than that. A bit more than that. Okay, so in here then guys, if you stay on this side, I'll go on the other side. We've got a bit of drainage holes which are on that side. You can see just underneath this cloth here. You probably can see a bit of water because it has been raining. So you can see inside this roof here we have no water at all. So we have one drainage hole here and one drainage hole on that side. So you've got it on that side, but obviously we've got no electrical components there, so we haven't got no issues there as much as what we had on this side. So if you come over here, I'll just show you again. So there's drainage hole right there. Okay, as you can see, the water has gone through. It has been raining, so there's no blockage there. And also a drainage hole right there. You see there's a little bit of water there now, but obviously there's not enough water for it to be blocked or anything, so it's going through perfectly fine. So that is a job of good one, and the only way I got to realize that is on the BMW forums. You guys tell us everything. So if you're unsure about it and you need my video, just go onto my video. It shows you how it's done and how you get it sorted. I simply use one of my water vacuums, and it's basically got a blower as well as a sucker on it. So all I done is I've had a thin cable, thick cable from electrical cable which I shoved through the hole. But you got to be careful because it is rubber, so make sure if it is getting stuck somewhere, don't be pushing it too hard. Just give it a little tug here and there, get that pressure onto it. If you've got a compressor, get the air pressure into it, and it will blow it all back out, and you'll see the water would start dripping. Like you see here, I've got a patch already. Just that patch, that's where the water comes through and it drips out. So that has been fixed. So if you have got an issue, that is what you're supposed to. I would probably say every year in the rainy season, probably twice a year actually, keep an eye on that. So every time you open the roof, just keep an eye on that, because if it is blocked, it can cause some major issues, just like it has for me. Let's get this back down. Okay, so I'm going to turn the car off. And just before I go any further, let's disconnect this battery, and then I'll show you exactly what I've done with that amp and what's happened with it. So guys, here we have that amp then. Just to go back of what I was saying to you before, is the amp had gone over to BMW repairs to get it sorted out, and their process is pretty simple. They ask for an £80 deposit, which needs to be paid straight away, and then what they do is, if there's any issues with the amp, so whatever it is to repair the amp, they'll obviously let you know before they do it. And also the £80 will be taken away from the final payment. So this has cost me £150 to fix, so I give £80 deposit, I paid another £70, and I've got the amp back, and they've said to me it's all good to go, and I've got 12 months warranty with it as well. But that's the only warranty I have, is for the part that they've actually replaced and repaired. Now if I get that water damage again, and they specifically made that clear, if I get this water damage in this amp again and it blows the same resistor or whatever it is that they've fixed, because of that water damage, it's not covered. That resistor will only, whatever repair they've done to the amp basically, that's the only thing that they will cover. But if it's been damaged by rain again, it will be obviously charged again. So it is quite expensive. You can get an aftermarket amp fitted by some guys out there, Birmingham. You got Bayspin, you got KMS Autos, no, KSA in Borsley Green. You got a few in Birmingham that can convert this to the normal amp. Now my recommendation, now if I was actually keeping the car and I wasn't doing this to buy, do it up and sell and whatever I do, if I was keeping the car, I probably would have done that option. I would have gone for another aftermarket amp and had that wired in instead. And the only defect for it is you can adjust it, so you can get a better subwoofer fitted into your car, you can get better mid-range speakers fitted into your car, and if you've got a different amp in there, it's very easy to do that. But if you've got a Pro Logic 7 amp, obviously you've got a good system in there as it is, but if you want a little bit better, I'd probably go down that side of the route. So we'll get this wire connected first, we'll connect the battery back on, and then we'll test it to make sure everything's working. And as I said to you before, I sent this amp off, I didn't get no sound from my speakers at all, so hopefully the job is going to be a good one. So be careful when you're connecting this amp, because obviously this is not just a clip and go harness like this one, it just clips in. That one slides to the right hand to take it off and slides back into the left hand to put it back on. So we'll just put it there for now. We will get this amp battery connected again. Now I'll tighten it up, and the only reason I'll tighten it up is because if it's done the job, then I don't have to go back to it. I know it's already done. Let's check it out then. So guys, here we are then. I've got this running. The moment of truth is getting to see if there's sound. Now unfortunately, because of all this copyright and stuff like that on YouTube, I don't really want to be playing any music or such. You're just going to have to kind of take my word for it. I have got the radio on right now, and if I just put the volume up for the radio, just a slight tap, just to say that I've got some sound back, and which I'm glad with. I have tested this outside of this video. Obviously the video is just there for you guys to know what you need to do and how you need to go about getting it done. So I've got sound, job's a good one. Let's get everything connected back in. Obviously the same reverse process of what we've done before. Just get everything back in. So just check it out, and hopefully we're going to be done.
Freeze. That's cold.
So guys, there we have it. PW has just finalized the E64 Pro Logic amp process of getting that fixed, getting it sorted out. As you had another little quick recap, as you had seen in the part 1 of the video, that's how you take the amp out. They're the issues that you'll get with the amp. Convertibles have drainage hole issues, so that's how you sort out the drainage hole issues, and also have a healthy stereo system in an E64, as my baby right here, in the near distant future. But you must not do what I done, and I left it for a year or so. You must make sure every year, a couple of times, you give this a little open, you get into those drainage holes, make sure you clean it out, keep an eye on if there's any overflow water in there, because we have 4 drainage holes altogether, so make sure you keep an eye on that, and that's how we're going to keep this nice and happy how it's supposed to be. So Pro Logic 7 amp, drainage hole issues, that's how we do it. Now, how you do it on an E64 is this way. On an E60, I'm not too sure, because the Pro Logic 7 amps do come in various different models, but I can't answer for anyone else, but I can answer for this. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to know anything more on how that was done, because there's just a time lapse of putting it all back together, but how it was done, go on to part 1 of the video and you'll show us on there. And guys, you're smashing it. All my viewers out there, 2.4, 2.5k views on this baby so far. Fantastic. There is some news to come as well, so there is something that's going to be coming pretty soon. Obviously, you know what PW Crew is all about doing cars up, making them nice, making them clean, upgrading all the systems and the exterior how we like to do it, and then moving it on. So you know something is coming pretty soon. I'll show you in my next video. Thank you very much for watching. Stay subscribed. If not, do so. Subscribe already. Like, share my channel. Thank you. Peace.